When I first played Stalker, I absolutely hated it. I remember booting up the game for the first time, full of excitement and anticipation. But as soon as I started playing, that excitement quickly turned into frustration and disappointment. The game felt more like a chore than an adventure. The controls felt clunky, the difficulty was unforgiving, and the atmosphere was downright oppressive. It was a recipe for frustration. Navigating through the world felt awkward and unintuitive. Every encounter with enemies or anomalies felt like a desperate struggle for survival. The oppressive atmosphere, filled with eerie sounds and a constant sense of danger, only added to my anxiety. I was constantly on edge, expecting the worst at every turn. I couldn't understand why everyone praised this game so much. To me, it was just a series of headaches, wrapped in a dreary, depressing package. Everywhere I looked, people were singing the praises of Stalker. They talked about how immersive and groundbreaking it was, but all I saw was a game that seemed intent on making my life miserable. I couldn't see past the frustration to understand what everyone else found so compelling. I tried to push through, hoping it would get better, but every time I thought I was making progress, the game would throw something new at me to crush my spirits. I didn't want to give up easily. I kept telling myself that maybe the game just had a steep learning curve and that it would get better with time. But just when I felt like I was starting to get the hang of things, something would happen. A sudden ambush, a hidden anomaly, or a difficult enemy that would send me back to square one. I gave up. I put the game aside and moved on, convinced it just wasn't for me. Eventually, I reached my breaking point. I decided that Stalker wasn't worth the stress and frustration. I uninstalled the game, thinking I'd never return to it. I moved on to other games that offered more immediate gratification and a smoother experience. But something kept nagging at me. Maybe it was the countless recommendations, or the rave reviews, or just the lingering curiosity about what I was missing. Despite my decision to move on, I couldn't quite shake the feeling that I was missing out on something special. The game continued to pop up in discussions and recommendations. There was this persistent voice in the back of my mind urging me to give it another chance. So, I decided to give it another shot, and to my surprise, I've started to really love it. Here's how it happened. With some hesitation, I decided to reinstall Stalker. I approached it with a fresh perspective, ready to see if there was truly something worth discovering beneath the surface. What I found was a game that slowly began to reveal its depth and brilliance. Stalker is set in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, a hauntingly realistic and immersive world. The game's developers, GSC Game World, put an incredible amount of detail into recreating this environment. The moment I stepped back into the game, I was struck by the authenticity of the world. The developers had painstakingly recreated the Chernobyl exclusion zone, capturing its eerie beauty and haunting atmosphere. Every location felt meticulously crafted, pulling me deeper into the experience. Once I started to appreciate the level of detail and the world building, the game started to click. It's not just about the action, it's about surviving in this harsh, unforgiving world. I began to notice the small details, the rusting machinery, the abandoned buildings, the overgrown vegetation reclaiming the land. The world of Stalker felt alive and immersive. It wasn't just a backdrop for action, it was a place that demanded respect and careful navigation. Initially, the difficulty of Stalker was a major turnoff for me, but then I realized it's not just about the challenge, it's about the experience. The game's difficulty, which once seemed insurmountable, started to make sense. It wasn't there to frustrate me, but to enhance the sense of realism and immersion. Surviving in this world wasn't supposed to be easy, and overcoming its challenges made the victories all the more rewarding. Every victory felt earned. The game doesn't hold your hand, and that's what makes every accomplishment so satisfying. Unlike many modern games that guide you every step of the way, Stalker forces you to learn and adapt on your own. This made every small victory feel incredibly satisfying. Each successful encounter, every bit of progress, felt like a genuine achievement. The atmosphere in Stalker is unmatched. The sound design, the visuals, the ambient storytelling, It all comes together to create a deeply immersive experience. From the howling winds to the distant growls of unseen creatures, the sound design added layers of tension and immersion. The visuals, though dated, conveyed a sense of decay and desolation that was hard to find in other games. The world told its own story, often without a single word of dialogue. I began to see the beauty in the game's bleakness. The loneliness, the tension, the moments of quiet reflection, it all adds to the immersion. There were moments when I'd find myself just standing still, taking in the bleak beauty of the world around me. The game's desolation and loneliness became oddly captivating. It wasn't just a game. It was an experience that encouraged reflection and immersion. Another aspect that changed my perspective was the incredible modding community. They've kept the game alive and fresh with countless mods that enhance and expand the experience. Discovering the modding community was like finding a treasure trove. The dedication and creativity of the fans added new layers to the game, enhancing its graphics, adding new missions, and improving the gameplay mechanics. It was clear that S.T.A.L.K.E.R had a passionate following that kept the game alive and evolving. From graphical overhauls to new quests and improved mechanics, the mods have breathed new life into S.T.A.L.K.E.R. With the help of mods, the game transformed into something even more engaging. Graphical overhauls made the world more stunning, new quests added depth and variety, and improved mechanics smoothed out some of the game's rough edges. It was like playing a refined and expanded version of the original. So, what changed? I took the time to understand and appreciate what S.T.A.L.K.E.R offers. It's not a game that holds your hand. It's a game that challenges you to survive, to explore, and to immerse yourself in its world. My perspective shifted when I stopped expecting the game to cater to my needs and started meeting it on its own terms. S.T.A.L.K.E.R is a game that requires patience, attention to detail, and a willingness to embrace its challenges. It's a game that demands immersion and rewards those who take the time to truly engage with it. Now, I can genuinely say I love S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and if you've struggled with it like I did, give it another shot. You might just find yourself falling in love with it too. Looking back, I can see why S.T.A.L.K.E.R is held in such high regard. It's a game that offers a unique and deeply immersive experience. If you've ever felt the same frustration I did, I encourage you to give it another try. You might just discover a newfound appreciation for its brilliance. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your S.T.A.L.K.E.R experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and experiences with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Whether you loved it from the start or came to appreciate it over time, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going.